Hey book friends, what's up? How's it going? If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. My name is Kat. I read primarily romance novels and love to share them with you here on my channel. Today's book and author, I'm so excited to finally get a new book by her. The author is Dawn Edwards, and she's got a new series coming out, and this is the first book, which is Blurred Boundaries. I read Dawn's previous 3 books. I will, of course, include them in the description box below. And this is a new series, but it's kind of connected to that series as well. I love when authors do that. It's taking a different direction with mostly different characters, but yet we got little tastes of some previous characters, and I love that. It's like the whole story continues in a way, and I love especially when I've connected with those characters and seen them again in future books. So Blurred Boundaries is the book we're going to talk about today, and it's about Wren and Eli. Now, let me tell you, the steam factor notched up quite a bit with this book. Let's talk about Wren and Eli. Wren is in her middle 20s when the book starts. She is going on vacation with one of her best friends, Cassie. Cassie will be featured in a future book. They're going to an island to take some R&R. How lovely does that sound? Going on vacation with your best friend. You know, sounds pretty good right about now. So they are on the plane going to the island, and she meets Eli on the plane. It just so happens that he's sitting right by her. Wren has a fear of flying. He notices that she's a little shaken. Cassie is asleep down for the count next to her, so she's no help. But Eli takes it on him to try to calm her down a little bit. Immediately, right out of the gate, points for Eli. Wren is about to take an interim teaching position at the high school, which is a boarding school that she went to. And then after that, she's going to start her career job, her dream job that she's so excited to have. I loved about Wren that she was helping a friend out. That's why she takes the intern teaching position. And it's also back at her high school. And then something else I really liked is her tight-knit group of friends. She holds people very close to her. Her parents have passed away, and her sister. She's by herself at her young age. But she really does have this really close circle of friends. And I loved that about her. You could see her heart, how she talks about Cassie on the plane and how she's sleeping. When we see her later in the book talking to her friends Zoe and Lana. So I really did feel like I got to know her and connected with her on a lot of different levels when it came to that kind of stuff. Eli is on vacation with his family. He's on the plane actually with his brother. His brother was kind of funny. And then they're gonna meet their parents on the island and have just a family vacation. I liked Eli from the get-go, like I said, and there were some little hints that, because I knew it was an age gap, I was trying to figure out how old he was. And it turns out that Eli is celebrating a birthday while they're on the island. And so they all go out for his birthday. And this is from Wren's perspective. The tune of Happy Birthday started to play on the speakers. I've just been informed that we have a birthday in the house tonight, the DJ announced. And we saw Otis making his way back from the DJ booth. Can everyone raise a glass to Eli? Cassie had her shot glass already in the air. Cheers, mate. She downed it in one go, and the rest of us followed. To getting shit-faced, Eli toasted. To finally being legal back home. That one statement had me choking on tequila. You're 21? Otis laughed. He's very mature for his young age. Why, how old are you? Eli asked, kissing my temple. Older than you are. He shrugged. As long as you're not underage, age isn't an issue for me. It wasn't a huge issue for me, just a small one. And a little bit later on, she says, "Oh God, please don't let him be jailbait." And I was like, oh my God, no kidding, right? But the funny thing was about Eli is that if Dawn wouldn't have made this an age gap story, I never would have thought that there was an age difference between them. Let's be real, Wren's 25, she's young. But there is a difference between somebody that's 25 and somebody that's 21 or 19 or 18. There's a maturity difference, and there's a maturity difference between someone that's 30 and 25. So it's kind of a little muddy in that age span, I feel like. But Eli always came off as really mature for his age, very together. And to me, they worked so well together that the age gap got completely forgotten about until it gets brought up again. They have chemistry for days. It's instant. It's steamy. It's hot for sure. And it was funny because Wren was playing a little hard to get, even though she was so into him. This is from Eli's perspective. "So you don't think I'm hot?" Running her fingers over my chest and down my chiseled abs, she replied, "Like you don't know you're already hot and tempting you are. You're the sexiest thing I've seen in a long time, and definitely the finest I've ever held in my arms, let alone my bed." It just flowed out of my mouth, and as much as I wanted to take it back for laying it on so thick, it was absolutely the truth. She kissed my neck. "Sometimes I like it when you open your mouth. I can do a lot of things with this mouth. Just wait and see." She pulled back and looked at me, raising an eyebrow. "What?" I questioned the look she was giving me. She shook her head. "I just wasn't expecting a holiday hookup was all." "Is that what this is?" She went to sit up, but I held her in place, wanting to get to the bottom of our conversation. I had her in my bed, and I wanted more of her. "Eli, I'm super busy. I can't give you anything more than a few hours while here on the island. I'm here with Cassie, and we're supposed to be working and having some fun on the side. When I fly home, I'm going to be multitasking, and I'm not even sure how I'm going to keep all the balls juggling in the air." I thought about what she said, and I was in no position to promise her anything more than what she was offering. My life was complicated enough. So immediately, Wren is trying to put boundaries up between them. And I have to say that after I finished the book, I was like, my word, did Dawn pick the perfect title? Because there's so many boundaries. And Wren started immediately with them, where she was like, "This is just fun on a holiday. Like, you're really great, but like, this is just fun on a holiday." And we know, because it's dual perspective, that she really likes him, but she doesn't feel like that she has space for him right now. And as much as it's paining her to just think about them right then, she does not, I take that back. She does see a future, but she's like, it can only be here and now. And there are some other things that come up that really made me think about boundaries. And like I said, there's a lot of boundaries in this book. There's boundaries between Wren and Eli, many different ways, in some situations that happen with them, in their own trying to find their way relationship with each other, in their own lives. Eli with his father and his family, Eli with his brother Otis, who's like his best friend, Wren with her own friendships. There's a lot of boundaries, and if you think about it, we all have boundaries in our own lives, and how we work around them and reinforce them and are able to move them if we need to, it just really made me think. There's a very serious thing that happens between them and in the book, and it was surprising, and it made me think a lot. And I, don't like to give spoilers, but when you read the book, you'll know what I'm talking about. And there was a boundary that Eli almost crossed, and yet, and it broke trust between Wren and Eli. And it was very interesting to me how Dawn wrote that. And it really took the book to a deeper level for me that made me sink my teeth into their story a bit more, because it changes. That situation changes things for them. And I really like that Dawn went deep with that and how it fit into the title and the overall book and part of their relationship. I thought it was really genius. And I thought she handled it really well too. There's a very pivotal moment where, of course, the vacation is done, right? And they have to go back to their lives. They're simply on holiday. But this part, oh, it's right about the time that they're leaving. And I was so sad. This from Wren's perspective. Why are you getting dressed? I'm going to the airport with you to see you off, he informed me. I shook my head. Eli, please, can we just say our goodbyes here in private and not in public? But please, it's going to be hard enough to walk out of this room. I really don't want an audience when I leave you for good. He walked over and sat on the bed, pulling me onto his lap. Wren, it doesn't have to be the end. I know you wanted to leave this just a holiday fling and not look back, but I really want to keep in touch. I'm in New York often. Eli, at least let's exchange phone numbers, emails, something. I can't let you walk out that door and only be able to think of you in the past tense. Wow, that was some line, and I knew the feeling all too well. I'm going through big changes in my life, I told him. I can't have distractions right now, and I have to concentrate on my new job. I'm not even going to be in New York for the next 6 months. At least give me your email. I conceded without much thought, giving him both my email and phone number, to which he quickly sent me messages on both. When my phone dinged with incoming messages, he said, now you can get a hold of me when you should need me for anything. I don't think I'll be needing a booty call anytime soon. You have left me well and truly effed. He smirked. I aimed to please. He gave me a long hug goodbye in the lobby of the hotel where Cassie was waiting for me in the airport shuttle. His final kiss was everything that an ending kiss of some epic fling should be. Long, sensual, telling me that he had feelings and this thing wasn't anywhere near being over as I said it would be. Oh, I mean, of course they had to say goodbye, but like, I was a little emotional about it. So, of course, they're gonna run into each other again. I wasn't sure where that was gonna fit. It turns out, and I don't think that I'm giving a spoiler when I tell you that Wren ends up being a teacher at the school that Eli goes to. So Eli goes to the same school that Wren is doing the interim teaching job at. Oh my God, right? And of course, he walks into her class and he's her student, and it's like, WTF. Can you imagine how uncomfortable that is? So them trying to figure all that out was very interesting. I wasn't really sure how any of that was gonna go. They both struggle. Eli wants back in like right away, and Wren is like, this cannot happen. This cannot happen. Understandably and objectively, I knew that, but I was like, oh, but I want you guys to be together. Can you figure it out, please? So this is Wren talking to Zoe and Lana about Eli. So tell me, how exactly does he earn extra credit with you? And there it was. I tossed a chip at her. He doesn't. If anything, I'm constantly having to remind him to back the F away. And let me tell you, my resolve is weakening the more time goes on. It's so hard to be in the same space as him. But then I remember he lied to me. At least he's legal, Lana offered with a sheepish smile. True, I just feel like shit. Here I was, thinking I wasn't broken after all these years trying to date, trying to find a connection with someone, and every single one of them missing the mark, and missing by a long shot. Then comes this Adonis of a man, or at least that's what he fooled me into thinking, but Adonis all the same. We just clicked, you know? I looked to Lana, who unfortunately didn't know, but I prayed someday that she would find out. And then to Zoe, who I knew exactly what I was talking about. And not just on a physical level. We talked, I mean, really talked. I wanted to take some time and get settled in with the new job and finish the edits for Miley and just organize my life before I contacted him to see if he felt like I did. But then he walked into my English class wearing a school uniform. I hadn't admitted this to even myself yet, trying to convince myself it was just a fling. I just felt so cheated by the entire situation, and I was left feeling as if a future had been stolen from me. I could feel the familiar sting of tears on the back of my eyes, and I knew I'd be hard-pressed to stop them from appearing. I was an all-or-nothing kind of girl, and no boy had ever made me cry before. Lana knew this. It was evident by the fearful look on her face. She knew my feelings for Eli had been serious, and I was taking this harder than I should be after only a week spent together. Oh, and then we know from Eli's perspective that he's feeling the same way. You know, they were just meant to be, and that's why I love love stories. I love figuring all of this out and how people are going to be together and stay together and all of that. They have a huge argument that broke my heart. If that passage before didn't make me feel all emotional for Wren, this argument killed me. For all the drama that they have, there were some very funny moments, some good comedic humor. There was a lot of tender moments. There are sweet moments. There are steamy moments between them. Their chemistry is off the charts. But we get to the point in the book where they're done. And I was like, oh my God, this can't be it. I need them together. Where's the happily ever after? Thank goodness there is one. I couldn't figure out how Dawn was going to get us there, but she did. It was so perfect how she put them back on the right path again. There were some little twists that I did not see coming at all in the book that took me completely by surprise. And then there's a moment towards the end of the book when they haven't seen each other in a year and a couple months. And oh my God, it was like a movie in my head when they saw each other again. I loved it. Let me know if you have read Blurred Boundaries or any of Dawn's other books. You know I always love to hear if you have. Thank you for taking a moment to consider subscribing while you're here and giving the video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel, and it will help this video get shown to more people here on YouTube. As always, I welcome you to come over to my social media, which is Kat Reads Romance on Facebook, Instagram, and now TikTok. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.